Hello and welcome to Fiona's Creative Canvas. I'm Fiona and today I am doing a simple textured abstract. So I've got my joint compound here that I got from my local hardware store, and I'm going to do just a tiny amount of texture, and then I'm going to do a very simple blend of paints. So I'm going to use a bit of I think a blue and maybe a tanny color palette. That's too much. So really, I only want a small amount. Maybe I shouldn't even use this big one, but let's do it. So yeah, I'm just going to keep it really simple. And I don't really like the way this is looking already. But the good thing about this texture stuff, you can just scrape it off. So, and reinvent it. There we go. Maybe something like that. Going to have it going horizontally. I like that. This is a little different. You just got to play with it. I don't want to go overboard, but I want the weight of it more on this side. I wonder if that's enough. I always like to offset it. I'm going to do that a little different. Keeping that fairly flat. Alright, I feel like I have to take something out. Something's not right. I'm going to take this one out. Some of it's a bit heavier than others. This one in particular. I might make this one softer. Do I want to take that one out? Take that one out too. Yep. All right, I'm going to let that dry and then we'll come back and we'll start blending. Okay, this is nice and dry now. It's been drying for probably a week now, but you don't need to take that long to dry it. And I'm going to be going over it, the whole canvas, with some colours to start with. I'm going to be using my 4-inch and my 2-inch paddle brushes. And I've popped some colours onto this palette. The main colour will be white. I've got a bit of titanium buff light, some warm grey. This is Van Dyke brown. I've got some neutral grey, Payne's grey, and some Prussian phthalo blue. So I want it really light at the top. I want it light at the bottom, and basically I want my blue through the middle. And most of my strokes are going to be going this way. Maybe all of them. But I'm just going to play it by ear. I'm just going to have fun with this one. Where is my spray bottle? So because I haven't mixed anything in with my acrylic paints, I'm just going to spray down my canvas just to help the paint flow. And I'm going to wet my paddle brush as well. It only just fits in here. Oh, not quite enough water. There we go. So I've just dampened the end, and I'm going to start with a bit of a mix of these two colours, I think. And a little bit of the grey. just getting started. Sometimes it takes a little bit to get started. I'm just going to use a picker and just drip a little bit of water on. Give me a little bit extra. If you don't know what this is called, it's a paint picker. I'm just using it to drop some water on. Now that's the very top. I'm going to do the same thing at the bottom. Okay, so the colours that I've used so far is the white, the titanium buff light, a little bit of the warm grey and a little bit of the neutral grey. It might be a bit hard to see what I've done so far, but I want this quite minimalist. So I will be adding more colour in, and I think I'm going to start bringing a bit more warmth in now as I work towards this centre bit. Let's add more white there, that was a bit much. I'm going to use a bit of the grey further down here. Nice. Okay, I'm liking this. I haven't used any of the brown yet, and I haven't used my small paddle brush yet, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my texture yet either. Alright, I also haven't put any turquoise on my palette, which I do want to do. You can see I've used a lot of the white, and I probably will use some more white yet. Alright, I'm going to dab a little bit of the brown on. I might mix it with a bit of my titanium buff light. Yeah, something like that. Let's have a little look at that. I'm scared to add the blue, but I really do want to start putting it in. Alright, I might go with a bit of the white and turquoise mixed together. Let's try a bit of the light colour. It's quite bright, brighter maybe than I want, so I'm going to add a little bit of Payne's Grey as well and just mix that in. Yeah, I like that. It's a good colour. Alright, I'm going to come in with my smaller brush now that I've got my whole canvas covered. Let's start adding a bit. A bit of this brown. And I'm basically just playing now. This is the fun part. Got a bit of this bright blue, or turquoise. I'm just turning this on the side and getting some long strips. I'll wash that brush out. I like that streak there. Let's see if we can add a bit more of that. Oh, if only I could hit delete there. Let me get a different brush. I like having that little wispy bit of white there. So I want to add a bit more of that in. I like that. Get it over the texture. And I think I want to add a little bit of the Payne's Grey in. I'm going to try this one. And a little bit of the Van Dyke Brown. That's not quite working. Give that a bit of a blend and let that dry a bit, I think, and then I might come back in. Now I've got a bit of texture up here. This brush isn't too bad for going over the top, but I maybe go, just trying to decide on my colour. Do I want like the brown or the grey? Might go the warm, because I think that will look quite dark up there. I'm just gonna paint that on the side. I might take a little bit off. Let's just try it. Very subtle, but you can see that does actually look darker up there. And I'm going to come in with my dark colours again, just trying to create a bit of contrast. And try a bit of the Prussian Phthalo blue as well. I'm just giving that subtle wave. Don't know. If you're not sure, go over it. All right, I'm going to stand back and have a look at this. And I want some adjustment up here. I've got some texture here I want to highlight. Okay, I am going to let this sit and I will come back and have another look at it, see if there's anything else I want to add, but I wanted to keep this very minimalist, so I think this might be it. I'll bring you back shortly. Okay, I was just fiddling around with this as I was packing up and I was trying to blend something in here, and I must have got a tiniest bit of this dark brown on there and created this stripe, and I thought, uh-oh, but I kind of like it, so I might add another one in. Okay, it's not quite as thick, I mean as dark. Gonna do Payne's Grey, see if I can get a really dark stripe of that in as well. Gives it a little extra contrast. I think that's what it needed. It just needed some real pops of dark colour. Okay, here is the final result. And I'm pretty happy with this one. This is very simple to do. All the lines are horizontal. So, you know, adding a bit of texture as well, just to break things up a bit. And I've gone over that with the white. It does a look, I mean, this white here looks a little bit like foam on a wave. And then I've got the contrasting dark colours that I added in at the end. I quite like all these stripes here and here. Gives it a bit of dimension, but they're all horizontal. Even this bit where I just sort of dry brushed over some of the texture, I did it this way. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that one, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I shall see you all in the next one. Bye.